Omar again with Chicago Cycling Network. And today I am actually in the network, but I'm not in the network. What does that mean? So I'm actually all the way in Rock Falls, Illinois. As I mentioned before, Rock Falls is next to Sterling. And I mentioned, if you want to know what's famous for Sterling, is because they have wall clippers. But today I'm actually on the other side of the Rock River. So I'm in Rock Falls. So what is Rock Falls known for? There's many, many things. But for anybody who follow baseball, if you know about Jacob Junis,
yep,
he's from Rock Falls.
Yep.
So for all the baseball fans out there, he is born and raised in this area. So today I'm here at a high school, and we get to know about all the different things. I'm here with somebody that I met him through my wife a couple years ago, and we never really formally met, but we're friends on Facebook. You know, the metaverse bring us together. And I reached out to him and said, "Hey, do you want to come on and talk about cycling?" Because he's a cyclist. And guys, he is really strong. Okay, don't let this face fool you. Okay, I've seen him on Zwift. I've biked with him in real life with Needs Bike, and he's always up there. And is to me, we've never talked about this, but to see him out there doing his thing, for me, it's always inspiring to see people that out there that's actually doing stuff like this and really pushing themselves. At the same time, indirectly not knowing that they're actually inspiring younger folks who are looking up to them to set the trend and to see what they're doing. So again, thanks everybody for supporting the channel and all the subscription. We really appreciate it. Again, subscribe so I can bring more content. You can get to learn about different people. Again, I'm about 130 miles, 20 miles away from Chicago. So I'm all the way in Western Illinois, but it's fun. So today I'm here with Mark, and we're going to meet him, get to know about him, and you'll be, he's very modest, but please, no modesty, okay? So Mark, thank you for joining and get to know you. So please introduce yourself and we can continue.
All right, my name is Mark Truesdell. Currently, I teach and coach at Rock Falls High School, wrong side of the river in Sterling. I played baseball and went to Western Illinois, got a degree in economics, and I had a retail business for 10 years. And closed that down, started teaching. I've always been athletic, but I had a couple injuries, so went from baseball to running to now biking. And 6 years into biking now, and I kind of do everything full tilt. So that's it's been a progression. And big shout out to Mead's Bike Shop here locally. He's got me into that. So I don't know. You guys inspire me because when I got into it, you're like, I've never done this before, and you guys are fast, and I had a crappy bike.
always the case, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you get the bike, and then you want a better bike, and then you want a better body. So yeah, for 6 years, I've been really trying to.
So now you think you have a better bike and a better body now?
I don't know about better body, because I'm wrong side of 56 now. If I would have started earlier, but I started biking when I was 50, and it's stereotype. My right knee couldn't take it anymore, and it was weird because I was going to have another surgery on my knee, and my knee surgeon he had a health issue and he couldn't do my surgery, so we had to put it off. So I took a break from running and I got on a bike, and my knee started feeling better. So when he called me and said, "Hey, you ready for your surgery?" My knee felt better. I said, "You know what? I'm just not going to run anymore and stay on a bike." He's like, "Okay." So that's how I kind of backed into biking. So.
Wow, that's an interesting transition. I'm hearing this a lot in a lot of people who they were runners, they got an injury, and they picked up biking, and they're like, "Wow, this is actually let me feel better." Yeah. So again, it goes back to the importance that if you're a cyclist or a runner, we should cross-train a little bit. There should be some cross-train, because when we just keep on using that one muscle over and over, we can cause some wear and tear on the body. And again, before I came into cycling about the same time, about 5 years ago, I was a hardcore runner. Mm-hmm. And I was having, some aches and pain here and there, messed up my hip. I had some problem with my Achilles tendonitis and all different things. And I picked up running, and all those things are gone away, and I'm doing a lot better now. So it's actually good to see that now people are transitioning to running. And I hope we can educate people. Like, look, if you're a runner, pick up a bike, do some swimming, do some yoga, because it might help you to save your body later on. Because the rule is we only have one body for the rest of our lives. So please take care of it. So I'm happy. And anyway, I'm really happy that you have transitioned to cycling, because man, you're a beastie on the bike. No matter what you say, trust me. better body and better bike, and you're completely beasting and killing us. And you have actually saved me the last time at Formondo.
Oh, that
when
was
I,
yeah.
when I went out with Bryce and this other dude, and they were playing rabbit with me, and had me pulling too long, and then they just clicked me at the end. I was like, man, it is what it is. But you guys came back and caught me. We came home together. So I really appreciate it. So that was pretty awesome. So you mentioned that you're actually in retail. So what was the retail business that you mentioned?
It was my own personal store. I started from the ground up. It's called T Sports, and athletic footwear. So the hardcore runners would come to me. You know, like Nike was probably 80% of my business. You know, so yeah, 10 years, which is in business years like 70 years, and people years. I just it was so competitive. So I don't regret it, but taught me a lot. Taught me to be able to deal with people, and now I get to deal with teenagers every day.
Yeah, because I think you mentioned my wife, because again, where was the stores, in Rock Falls or in Sterling? Was in Sterling? Because my wife mentioned as you said before, she used to buy all of her stuff from you, which is again small world. So we made these connections, and years later on, here we're sitting down. You would never thought of it. Yeah, I'm from Jamaica, then went to Dallas, then went to Miami. I'm in Chicago, and I'm all the way in Rock Falls talking to somebody who met my wife when she was a kid, selling shoes to her. And even my father-in-law mentioned he used to buy shoes from you too. Because he mentioned that he used to be have like a special discounted box, and he'll go and look in the box, and there was a size 15 for him.
Well, he's a big guy, so 15s are rare. So sometimes you don't always sell those. So when he found those, he was hooked. So
yeah, that's great. And you mentioned that you're teaching now.
Yes.
So please let people. We need to know about you. So what are you teaching now?
So a little bit of everything. I teach psychology, sociology, AP government, economics, history. So I'm a jack of all trades, social studies. My father taught here. He came to Rock Falls in 1970. He retired in 2001. And I didn't think I wanted to do something different, but I just kind of got drawn back in education. Like I said, my daughter's in her second year teaching, so it's kind of a family tradition, seems like. So.
Nothing wrong with that. And you also do teach, coach track also?
Yeah, when I started, it was cross country and baseball, and the head coach was always trying to get me to come over to do track as well. And I finally said, okay. And as soon as I did, he resigned and he transferred over to Sterling. So then I ended up being the head.
So you end up being on the wrong side of the river.
Yeah. So now I'm in track and cross. So.
And I learned earlier that there's some things with Sterling and Rock Falls where you guys are called the greasers.
Yeah, and my wife's from Dixon, so she kind of know about the reputation. That's more, we're the working class, where they were the fancy class. So I always kind of use that too as motivation, that we're not the pretty people, so we have to work harder. So maybe
I think you guys are beautiful people. I mean, Rock Falls, it's always nice things I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, and how the place has developed in the past years. I mean, there's a hotel over here, nice in the park.
Oh, yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, when you start meeting the people, we're good people. We work hard, and I try to instill in my athletes, and that's why I kind of doing everything. That's why I kind of cycling. I like the feel of working hard. You know, so cycling's been a good fit for me.
Yeah, I can tell. Trust me. I see this guy in Zwift, and I'm like, look at those numbers. I want those numbers when I'm his age. So it's very inspiring. And then you guys have the Hennepin Canal. Do you do any single track riding?
Yeah, I do, and I try to go out with Bryce and those guys too. I've been out there at night with him.
That's so much fun. So
yeah,
as I mentioned before, you know, when I just met my wife and I came home and they got me in the single track, and I went, and I'm like, they're gonna go back do a single track at night, and I was like, what? Night? Single track? What does that mean? So I went to them on this Gary Fisher bike I had, all these bright lights, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, there's about what we said about maybe 6 or 7 miles one way and come back in the single track in the darkness. Oh, it is so amazing. And the rule is you have to look where you want the bike to go.
Yes.
Very important.
And I have a decent light, but it's not as fancy as say Bryce's. So you can actually overdrive your lights, and you got to be careful. So you try to. It's better when you have more people, so then you can focus with them. And plus, they provide more light too.
Yep. But man, that single track riding at night, you mentioned that's so much fun. So there is, I mean, we're in the open lands, and I've ridden here, and compared to Chicago, I love riding out here because there's about I don't know, there's not many stop lights or signs here. You can just ride, no stopping, just keep on going. So, what are some of your most favorite places to ride around town?
Well, I bike here to work every day when I can. Even in January, I'll bike, and then we have routes that we run, so I'll stay with the kids on my bike. And I used to run with them, but now I bike, which actually is probably better because I can keep coming back to them. They don't like that because they can't slow down. But north of Sterling actually is where we do a majority of our biking because it's less cars, and there actually are some hills out there.
Yes, I've been some of those hills. I know exactly where you're talking. Isn't like some place up here has some of the highest point, or there's a hill somewhere on the Sterling side of
I think so. Yeah, the elevation. I mean, you've got some rollers, and Bryce is good at finding some of those. He'll take you out, and you mentioned that Bryce will drop you, and I've been on a few rides with him, and yeah, he makes it sporty for you out there.
Very sporty. And I've done some of those rides over there with I think Dave Spangler and Art Bowman. They brought me in some of those hilly little loopy stuff over there, and I think it's like when you go. I'm going on Hoover and then take Fluff or one of those Fluff or whatever those road and gets
False Road.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, I love it over here. Then you can go. That be west and go like towards Savannah or to like Morrison.
Yeah, we have several. You could peel off east, you peel off west. There's Strava segments that we all try to
match Bryce.
Rematch, yeah. And there's some people out there, if you beat them, they don't like it. So they'll be out there the next day and be like, oh, man.
Yeah, I have one of those things with, is it Mark Johnson?
Yeah.
So yeah, I made a segment. I got the calm. And then about 2 weeks later, I got an in my email because he saw it and he took it. And I was like, okay, cool. So I came back and I got it at like 3 minutes faster than him. I'm like, that's going to be old for a very long time because it's pretty strong. 30 miles of 29 miles an hour. So that's pretty awesome.
And Mark teaches here too. So
really?
Yeah, he teaches art here. And we did that Oregon race at night. That Dust to Dark one. I was like, I'm not sure how long that was, but that was a cool race too that they do every year. So yeah, small world.
I mean, again, cycling has brought many people together. Yesterday, I bought this thing on this table on Facebook Marketplace, and I went to this girl's house, and we were talking about. I said, hey, I'm a cyclist, and she said, hey, do you know this guy? His name is Luis, blah blah. And she said he bikes with a team, and I'm like, Luis from Brazil? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, are you kidding me? She's like, her best friend is Luis's husband, and wife, and I was like, wow, small world. And now here we are meeting through my wife, 15 years later, something like that. So it's pretty. Cycling it brings a lot of people from all different backgrounds together. So, and again, I'm really looking forward to see what you'll be doing this year because. So, are you doing anything this year that like racing wise or the Formondo?
Well, I always do the Formondo, the one in Oregon. I do with Mark, but. My goal is always to try to, get more mileage in if I can. But, with coaching, the time constraints can really put a kibosh on that. I would like to ride more with the groups. I do a lot of my biking in the summer is kind of like solo. So that's why I do kind of like Zwift when you do the races because you have your avatar, but there's still people. So
exactly. Yeah. I mean, biking by yourself will make you so much stronger. Because I used to bike with groups and a friend of mine like, Omar, once or twice a week, just bike by yourself. Because when you're biking by yourself, there is nobody to push you or to draft off. It's all on you. So now it makes sense why you're so strong because of those solo rides you've been doing and pushing yourself, and now you're kicking a lot of people butts. And I see it. So that's really amazing to see. So yeah, again, guys, we're here, okay, in Sterling, and I hope one day you can come to Chicago. And you're also welcome to Chicago. Anytime you want to come to Chicago, please. You want someone to stay? Hit me up, okay? I'll host you. Nicole's okay with it. We have enough space to, and I know the guys in Chicago would love it because I'm back at this group called Cortado, it's about the same age as where you are. So they will really enjoy having a new face, and they're always welcome to new people. We have some really crazy crit rides, which I don't recommend at this point in time because it's a bunch of young kids. They're 25s and they're crit race, and they're like very punchy. And if you're a bike with Constance and Zwift, but imagine Constance and steroids.
No, no.
That's those kids. Yeah. So you coach. Have you guys won a championship? Because by the way, I'm at Rock Falls High, right?
Yes.
And I'm in a classroom, in Mark's classroom, and I'm looking at all these medals and plaques, and there's actually all these posters and stuff behind. So you guys have won some championship. What are some of the highlights for that?
I've had state champions in cross. I've had state medals in track. I've had girls teams that have gone to state. The highest that we've gone as a team is second in state. So
Wow.
we've had a number. If you look, every one of those Illinois patches are a time we went to state. So yeah,
It's a lot of patches, guys.
Yeah,
A lot of patches.
21st year doing it. So yeah.
And again, look, guys, you can't see it, but I'm telling you, I'm looking at all these kids in the background. You know, it's amazing. And again, remember I mentioned that Jacob Junis is here. Is Jacob?
Yeah, well, somebody before that, Danny Kolb is from here, and he made the majors too. So my dad coached baseball here forever. That's why I ended up playing baseball in college. So yeah, this has a very good athletic tradition here. So baseball is really renowned for that. And I started coaching cross. We got kind of a rep in track. So we just had a young lady that's going to medal in wrestling here. So yeah.
Wow, look at that.
So working class. We're working class.
Look at this, Rock Falls.
Yeah.
Rock Falls, all the way. There's amazing things in cycling connected to us, and Mark is one of them. So if you're going to tell anybody to come to Sterling, not Sterling, you're on the other side of the river, to Rock Falls, what would you like? What's one of your favorite places to go if you go to eat and stuff? What do you recommend? Because again, I'm trying to get some of my friends to come to Rock Falls, to Sterling area to ride more. I brought a couple of friends of mine last year for the Farmonda. We're going to come back and get a bigger group. Have you done the ups and downs before?
Yeah.
So we want to do that one too.
Okay.
So hopefully you can make it this year. It's going to be on the 3rd of May this year.
Okay.
Please come out. Let's do something with that. So any place you recommend around town if you're going to come out? What do you recommend in town?
Oh, to eat?
Eat or just to do anything? What's your favorite place? Anything you like?
I'm a nerd. I don't do much, but old school. A lot of people. Angelo's is always been old school. A lot of people.
I'm having Angelo's today, by the way.
There you go. Angelo's good. Our riverfront would really jazz that up. They're working on a path out there to go all the way out to Sauk. We have the Hennepin Canal, and you can go way down there. So there's good riding places here in Rock Falls. So,
all right, guys. So again, if you don't want all this traffic, stop and go, right in our backyard, like 2 hours away. We can drive. There's hotels here. You can stay. People can host you. Whatever. You can camp if you want. There's campsites close by. You can drop a camper and just ride as long as you want. We can even meet up Mead's bike shop. Bryce will help us out and stuff. So, man, beautiful place to ride and to enjoy and have a good time. So, which brings me to the next topic now. So, you mentioned about getting good body and you get better bikes. So, are you what size tire riding? Are you in 25 or are you up to like 30 now? Have you gotten the fad?
I think Bryce has me on 28. I think he's, we're starting to get.
I'll fist bump you on that one.
Yeah.
Man, 28s are heaven.
Yeah.
If you try 32, you might never go back.
Okay. Well, Bryce is he's the navigator. I go in, he tells me what I need, and I just put my money over and say, there you go. But yeah, I think 28. We've gone up to 28s.
Yeah, because in the beginning, I thought that even I was writing like I think 21s or something like 19s. Yeah. But again, I didn't know better.
Yeah.
So who know better, do better.
Old school, skinnier was better.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we realized that because the pressure is so high, you bounce a lot and all the things. They're like, okay, let's do 25. To me, 25 was pretty decent. Mm-hmm. And then I have a bunch of nerd friends and guys who have channels that talk about, tire pressure and contact ratio and all the different things. And I said, okay, I'll try 28s. And I tried 28s.
Yeah.
It changed the game.
And you feel safer too, going around corners.
Yeah. And now I'm trying 32s now.
Right. I'm sure Bryce will be enthusiastic about getting me some upgrades.
Yeah. So I can't wait. So you're up to you're 28. You never know. Try 32s or 30. Might even like this is like the really Cadillac of tires. So what tires do you use? Do you use GP 5000 or what? Victoria?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I have such trust in Bryce that he's the expert. He puts on what he puts on. I'm on a Madone. He built that for me. And
the newest one?
No, 2021. I have.
Oh, that's
no, yeah, it's a good one. And what's funny about the tires is I came in, I'm looking at the bike. I don't think it's mine because he didn't have the wheel set yet, so he had NV rims on it. I'm like, man, that looks really cool. So he's like, well, they're used. I'm like, I don't care. I'll just keep the NV. So I have NV rims. And
it's a good hub. That's a good setup.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah. So I'm really happy with the bike.
So you're gonna upgrade to the new ISO hair flow thing, whatever they're having now. Man, you're waiting on Bryce to
he keeps pushing on me, but it's the thing. Once you finally get comfortable with the bike, you kind of don't get worried about messing with it. But right now I'm comfortable, and then if there's anything wrong, he always takes care of it. So.
And yeah, so I'm most of my bikes are the rim brake. I'm the rim brake guy, by the way.
Oh, see, I don't know. I guess I got wimpy hands. When I went to disc brakes, it's
not gonna go back.
No, I gotta go back.
And your DI2 too, and all.
Yeah, maybe because I'm more of a rookie and I use the brakes more. I don't know, because that's what Bryce was. We don't use brakes around here. I go, well, I do.
He's like gravel.
Yeah,
brake.
Yeah, exactly.
Put this pedal through it and go. Yeah. So yeah, I am enjoying my 28s, and I really and truly, I'm loving that. So the other thing is, any motivation, anything you want to leave us with before we wrap up? Like what motivates, what keeps you going?
Actually, probably being around the younger crowd with the teenagers. Every year they stay the same age, and I get older, and you're trying to like stay with them. Like I'm still young, but yeah, they keep me young, and I don't know. Like you said, if you get with a group and you want to be with the group, that's motivation for me, is to try to hang with my friends.
That's my main focus now. Like my goal in cycling. I mean, I'm in Chicago. I am not going to race crits, but I go to the group rides. I try to again do it for more kind of a social aspect. It's just fun to hang out with people. To hang with younger kids, as most of these kids I bike with, some of them I could be their parents. They think I'm like, no, I'm way older than what you think I am. Okay, I could be your parent. So just hang out with those young kids, make you feel kind of fresh, and young, and just keep us moving. So and I think Bryce is doing a pretty good job with cycling here. Do you do the Wednesday night time trial sometimes?
Oh yeah, Wednesday night time trials. Yeah, I enjoy doing that one. Definitely don't like missing that, so I always try to get out there. It's hard because if you do it by yourself, you just times aren't as good. So if there's somebody out there and you're trying to chase them, or Bryce is coming up behind you, I'm like, how long before he catches me?
He's gone.
Yeah.
yeah. But this again, this is what make cycling and fun. And I mean, I'm so happy that we get to talk to get to know a little bit about you. Did you say your full name? Because I keep on saying Mark.
I think so. Mark Truesdell.
And what do your students call you? Mr. T?
No, just T.
Just T.
Yeah, T.
So, Mr. T, do you get a haircut eventually, or are you going to stay to that's what you have now?
Yeah.
For Halloween, do you go like Mr. Straight, Mr. T?
No. No. My dad, they used to call my dad, he's 80 now, and he was up until this year, he was subbing. So they used to call him Old Man T. So now, eventually, I think I'm getting to be Old Man T, but still kind of
you have kids?
T. Yep, my daughter is. I said she's
a teacher. Yeah.
Teacher at Strine. My son, he works for on the Department of the Interior right now. So,
and any grandkids?
No,
not yet.
Not yet.
Are you looking forward to that?
No comment on that.
All right. You please the fifth. Yeah, I know. Pops is enjoying being grandparents. Yeah. Just before I left, the kids were running around in the house. I'm like, look, you want to be a granddad. And we have like I left about 7 grandkids at home now. Oh, and he's up to like 10 grandkids now. Ooh. So when everybody meet up, I came in home because of my son's birthday, which is on Wednesday, but we came early so we could celebrate his birthday. But now he has all the kids at home, and it's like, oh my God. I'm like, hey, you wanted this, man. You wanted this. So I was trying to get him out to biking too. I'm trying to get him back into biking. You know, so I brought him my gravel bike so he can, because I'm not using it.
Okay.
My friend's like, hey, build a gravel bike. I built it, and I've ride a gravel bike with my friends one time. So,
well, yeah, that gravel. I've done one gravel ride, and I had to use my mountain bike. Where these guys are using their gravel bike. It's just, I could see the allure to it, but I don't know. I've got two bikes, and I try to stay with two bikes. But,
so you only have two bikes?
yeah, I have a mountain bike Super Caliber and my Dome. So.
And Bryson convinced to get a gravel bike as yet?
Oh, he tries. He tries.
No, but gravel. No, you guys have amazing roads over here. I mean, I've gone up on Hoover, and there's all these roads that you go down a little bit, and it's all gravel. It's all hard packed gravel.
Mm-hmm.
Those are fun. If you go with a group of guys on the gravel rides, oh my God, it's really good. And gravel is a big thing upcoming now in Illinois because of the driftless regions, and you have all these different challenges. Gravel is amazing. I went to a ride called the Turkey Burner. So it's in November in Iowa in LeClaire.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the most fun rides I've ever been on. But we had like 60 miles an hour wind. We had friends who got blown off the bikes. People falling over, headwind. You're doing like what 400 or 500 watts going at 5 miles an hour. But it's so much fun. So maybe Bryce can convince you one of these to pick up gravel. You never know. You never know. never say never. So we'll see how that go. But yeah, thanks again for being here.
Yeah.
Omar, this is what it is about, okay? It doesn't matter if you're in the city or you're close, because it's all about being beyond just Chicago. And we're gonna get Mark to come into Chicago one of these days, and you're welcome anytime. And again, guys, if you're ever in Rock Falls, Sterling area, we have Meads back over here, and we have guys like Mark, and maybe if you come out to the Farmondo, or Fremondo it's called now, you get to meet him, and you'll see, and you'll be attest to that this guy, he can roll. Okay, he's next level. So again, guys, until we meet again, keep the miles and smiles going. One love.